Hey, it's Tara with Reiki on the Run, and today's video is going to be a little different than what I normally do. I'm going to talk about homeschooling and 3 things that I had to teach my kids once they got out of public school that really helped me in everyday life that you wouldn't think of, has nothing to do with curriculum or apps or reading or anything like that, but really interesting things. So I have 3 things I'm going to discuss. And a little about me. I've been homeschooling for 2 years, I believe now. I wanted to homeschool for about 3 years before I pulled them. I was finally able to do it. I had set my life up to where I could finally have them at home, and it's been amazing. It's been horrible. It's been wonderful. It's been nothing that I thought it would be, and all kinds of things that I didn't. Really good stuff. So maybe you were doing it because you want to, good chance you're doing it because you have to, but hopefully these 3 things will help you. And so the first one is you don't have to be first. Everything in public school is a race. And if you have more than one child, this is, I think, even more so. They teach you in public school that first is best if you know, and in a lot of things, in sports, most things, if you run the fastest, if you are the quickest, you get accolades, you get applause, you get special treats and favors, and it's just not the way the real world works, and it's not something that should be pushed onto our children. And especially when you get into a homeschool environment, it's a lot slower. You know, you don't take as long to do the work as a full school day. So, you know, you kind of go a little slower at things. So it's really important to learn that you don't have to be first. You don't always have to be right. You don't always have to be the best at everything. You know, it's not a letdown if you didn't get the highest score, or, you know, a lot of things can come into play in that, but that was very huge when I was able to teach my boys that doesn't mean you're better when you are first. Okay, and the second one, it's dark, I can't see. Everything isn't fair. Now, I think I started this one a little before they stopped going to public school, but everything isn't fair. I remember I found myself, and I don't know if I was getting chips or something for lunch, and I found myself counting the chips. And this is a common thing also if you have, you know, more than one child. And something that they teach in public school, that everything is exact. Everything, you know, everybody, if they're giving out Skittles for something, everybody gets 3. And, you know, just very rigid as far as everything being fair, and that's just not representative of life. And our job is to raise our children to do well in later in life, and you know, it's not fair sometimes. It's just not. Sometimes you get less and sometimes you get more, and you really just got to not complain about either of them. So, you know, I had to stop counting chips, and you know, they just had to be okay with, I grab a handful and a handful, and you know, sometimes you work out to get more, sometimes you don't. It was a real struggle, but it's really been beneficial once we got over that hump, and it's no longer that, well, I didn't get, it wasn't, you know, huge lesson to learn. And the last one, the third one, the importance of being alone. This is the most important one, and I think it's something that a lot of adults struggle with. And it's good if you can get your kids on that train early. But it's very important to be able to sit in your own energy, be in your own energy, be alone. There's so many people who have to have a phone with them. They have to be texting someone, or they can't go to dinner by themselves. They have to always be with someone and don't like to be alone, which I think a lot of us are. A lot of people right now are having to deal with being alone. So it's very important to teach them. And, you know, in school it's hard to get that because there is no alone time. There's no quiet time. It's all people all the time. And so it's just really, really beneficial to have your children spend time alone. We do it now. We've done it several different ways. Right now we do it 1 hour before bedtime. The kids go to their rooms and they hang out for an hour by themselves before I come in. But we've done it different, just tailor it to your family. But it's really important that kids be able to self-soothe. Everything's not always going to be done for them. We tend to want to over-entertain and constantly have something to do for the kids, and like I said, constantly entertaining them, and that's not your job. Your job is not to constantly entertain them, because if you do, when they get older, they're going to need that constant entertainment. And so it's really important to also give them the benefit of being able to self-soothe and to be with themselves and not have to have that constant input from something else. It's hard when you grow up and you're used to having everybody dance around you, and that's not happening, and then it becomes a struggle. So very important. Not to mention that hour or whatever time you set is really good for you as a parent, because when you're homeschooling and working from home, which I've been doing for the last couple of years, you're with them 24/7. So you need that break for yourself, but they need it too. They need it from you as much as you need it from them, and just as much as you need it for yourself in general. And all these will be so beneficial in the future. All right, that's it. That's all I have. If these interest you, I wrote an ebook about how to get through this emergency homeschooling. It's Emergency Homeschool Boot Camp. You can get it free on Kindle Unlimited. If not, it's a few dollars. I'll link it below if you're interested. It's going to be fine. You're going to do great. It's not going to be that bad. Okay, hope this helps. Namaste.